Hi guys, in this video we are going to see some examples on how to calculate the gain of an operational amplifier. So given the first example, we are asked to solve for the gain of this circuit. Since the V, we know that the open loop voltage, the output voltage, is equals to the open loop gain times the voltage difference at the input of the operational amplifier. And the gain of an amplifier is equals to the output voltage over the input voltage. Here in this exercise, we know that V plus here is equals to V in, while the V minus, since it's connected to the ground, is 0 volt. So when we put these values into the open loop voltage expression, we get the V out to be the open loop gain times V plus is V in minus V minus, which is 0. So we get the V out to be the open loop gain times the V in. So since we have the V out, we can now calculate for the gain, which is giving us V out over the V in. So the gain is equals to V out. For definition, we get the open loop gain V in over V in. So V in cancels out, and we get the gain to be the open loop gain. But we know for definition that for an ideal op amp, the open loop gain is infinite. Alright, let's try the same exercise, but this time let's connect the V plus to the ground and connect the input voltage to the V minus. So V in this time is connected to the V minus. And we are asked to calculate for the gain again. So the open loop voltage expression is equal to the open loop gain times the voltage difference, while the gain is equals to the output voltage over the input voltage. So we have here V plus is connected to the ground, therefore it's 0, while V minus is connected to V in, so V minus is V in, so we have minus V in, which is equal to minus A0 V in. Alright, so now that we have the expression or the result of the V out, we just substitute in the gain formula. So we have minus open loop gain V in over V in. So V in cancels out and we get the gain to be minus the open loop gain. So we know for definition of an ideal op amp, the open loop gain is infinite. So we have minus infinite. So what have we learned here? In conclusion, these two circuits act as a simple inverting and non-inverting comparator that uses ground as a reference. So if V in is greater than 0 volt, that is not negative, then the output ideally goes to plus infinite. Whereas if the opposite happens, that is, if the V in is less than 0 volt, that when we connect to the negative terminal, then the output ideally goes to minus infinite, because if the gain is minus infinite, the gain minus the times the input will be minus infinite. Alright? But with a rare op amp, the output is limited by the supply voltages, which are not shown in these drawings. But as we know, an op amp has extra 2 terminals for the supply voltages. So for a rare op amp, the gain or the output cannot go to infinite. It will be limited by the supply voltages. So the exact value of the output voltage is slightly below and above the positive and negative supply voltages respectively. These maximum output voltages are called the positive and negative saturations that we will see in the next video.